Over to you, sir.
Right, Sam. So this is an insurer called as ANR. This is a trainer. Sam, how are you?
Doing good, nice. How are
Right.
you?
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Right. So first of all, very good morning.
Good morning.
Right.
So before start of this session, just want to know what are the prerequisites of this of going through this session. Like, do we need to know a deep understanding of data stage like that?
Sorry, you need to.
Or do we need any like strong experience in SQL or something like that?
Right. I can explain that everything. Okay. Right. We can start.
Okay, yeah.
So firstly, about
Okay.
myself. So my name is Naishra, called as ANR. I have the 13 years of IT experience on data stage, and also I work in one of the MNC company, and I as the project manager I working right now, and I have the 9 years of training experience. From 9 years onwards, I given the training. Within the 9 years of training experience, I given the more than 10,000 of the people. Still, this is my track time. So this is my side. So can we know little bit about you? What type of technology you have idea? Can you please little bit about you? Sure.
Yeah, myself Sham. I have like 10 years of IT experience, but different into different technology. Like I worked in testing. So did as a test manager, having testing tools experience. Also, I have a SQL experience.
Okay. Any more technologies?
So
Any data warehousing technologies or any SQL you have idea? So SQL means for the data stage perspective, you require the SQL, the basic SQL. Maybe you have idea. DDL, DML statement, something they write the
yeah,
basic things. That is enough for a data
right.
stage. That is enough for SQL. If you have no, but if you don't have any idea, I can explain. I will cover within the my finding. SQL and also Unix commands is required. I will explain Unix commands, the basic Unix commands, and data warehouse concept also you require. So why you can go to the data warehouse concept? Why? Because of the data stage is one of the ETL tool. So this ETL tool whole project like a data warehousing. Within the data warehousing, this is one of the ETL tool. So that you should be have the some idea about the data warehousing concept also. So for data stage perspective, you should be have the pre-requested like a data ware concept, Unix commands, and SQL. These are the basic and pre-requesting for the data stage. Is clear, sir? This is the requirement. Come to the data stage. So data stage is one of the ETL. What is the ETL? Can you please say?
Extract, transform, and logic.
Okay, you can extract the data. E for extract the data, T for transformation, L for loading. This is a file. But what type of data you are going to extract? Any idea? Can you please? Right.
Yeah, there'll be many different kinds of files like .dat, .meta, .flash,
Okay.
XML.
Right. Simply you can say, as in the market you have the multiple type of databases are there, right? Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, DB2. This is like a relation databases. So you can extract the data from the different relation databases. This is one of the source. One more source like a flat files, that the text file, or one more type like a XML file. So these are the different source systems. Simply you can say you can extract the data from the different source system. This is called as E level. But once you get the data from the client, what have to? You can do the business logic, right? Yes or no? For example, I want to join the data. If you want to join the data, you should have the two tables, right? In the source level, you can extract the data like a two tables from the databases. That's one type of business logic. So in the source level, unsorted data is there. So I want sorting the data, or I want remove the duplicate records. So these type of business logic in the data stage, I can explain Skinner by Skinner level. Within the data stage, we have more than 20 business logics are there. All the 20 business logics with a practically with the tool itself, I can explain. So simply here, T for transformation, that is the business logics. Once the logic is over, what have to do? Finally, you are loading in the data warehouse, right? Sure, you are following, right? Then final loading is the
Yeah.
data warehousing or any database. That is the thing here. So this is the ETL, a simple concept. Practically, I want to show you here, right? So once we start the data stage on the desktop, we have the 4 client components are there. Maybe you can see my desktop right here. I'm showing. First one is the designer. So designer means what have to be with help of the designer? You are going to build the job. ETL job, you are going to build it with help of the designer. That is the design. So with help of the designer, you can build, you can execute the jobs. That is the designer. Once execute the job, what have to? Maybe your job is successful, well and good, but your job is failure. You can see the where your job is failure, right? You can see the job status. So here directory there. So with help of the director, you can see the your job logs, log events, job status. That's the director. If you want work on those development environment should be granting, right? That is the administrator. So within my training, I'm going to covering the basic administrator point of view also. So if you want to run the development environment, you should be have the some administrator role also there. So what is the administrator? You are going to create the projects and giving the access permission to users. So like that the administrator role, that the administrator. So if you want to run these 3 components, you should be start the server, right? That is the IBM information server. So this is the start the server, then you can create the project. Under the project, you can build the job. Once you build the job, you can see the your job status. So these are the 4 components you should know in the data stage training. Firstly, I can explain that. Open the designer. Shyam, please find any doubts, please.
Oh, no, nice. I am fine.
So now I'm going to start the designer here with my credential. So here I already created one of the project here. How to create the project, I can explain in the running sessions. This is like a introduction session. So I will show you something what the basic idea about the data stage. So now I am going to start the designer. Under the designer, we have the different types of jobs are there. I can explain in the running sessions each and every job, the differentiation. What is the difference between parallel jobs, server jobs, and sequence jobs, and mainframe jobs? I can explain that. But mostly here, 90% you are going with the parallel jobs. Why? I can explain that later on. But now I'm connecting into the parallel jobs. So this is the your development environment. Parallel. This is the designer canvas. On the left side, we have some of the job folder, something in there, right? So I have the different batches going on. Each and every folder, different batch is going on. So one of the folder like ANR, under that already multiple jobs are there. More than 70 jobs are there. These all the jobs I am going to share with you once our sessions are started. But I can explain here ETL. What is the ETL? Before you are discussed, right? We have the different databases are there. This is one of the database. This is one of the database DB2. This is one of the database. This is one of the database, right? This is one of the database. So these are all the different source systems. Extract the data, or we have the file. See, this is one of the file, or this is one of the file. You can extract this is the flat file. So simply you can say this is the E. E for you can extract the data from the different source systems like a relation databases or like a flat files. This is the E. What is the T? T for transformations. See, aggregator. Aggregate means I want calculate sum of salary employees. I want find out the minimum salary. That is calculation. I can calculation. You can use this is the business logic. For example, I want filter out the data. You can filter the data. In the source system, I have the 10, 20, 30, but I don't want 10, 20. I want only the 30 to permit data is loading in the target, like a filter out the data. So that's the filter transformation. And then I want to go to the different things are there. I want to join the data. See here. This is join for this. So what I explain the here, this is all the business logics. I can explain more than 20 business logic. These are all the business logics. One by one I can explain in the running sessions. This is the T level. What is the L? L for loading the data warehousing. This is like a path, the data warehouse path. Or you are loading into the database also. Any database according to your requirement, client requirement. So how it look like here? 3 layers, E, T, L. So now I want to link up that from the Oracle, I can extract the data, then I can use the business logic with aggregation, then loading into the data warehouse. How will you look like job? This is like a ETL. If you want extract the data DB to database, as per your requirement maybe. Filter out the data, loading the database. I want to join the data different source systems. Then loading the target. This is the way. This is one type of business logic. If you want to extract the data, sort it, finally loading in the data warehousing. This is the one type of business logic. So what try to explain that? This is the ETL job. So you can extract the data from the different source system. You can use the business logic according to your client requirement, then loading into the data warehousing mostly, or as per your client requirement, loading into the any database. In our training perspective, I can explain source is the Oracle, target the data warehousing or database. This is the like ETL. I can explain the one of the scenario, whole thing, how you are going to build the job. Up to here is fine, Sam? Any doubts, please?
No, I'm fine.
Now, I come to the here. For example, source is the database. Maybe you have idea. This is the Oracle database. Why you can use this command? Set line 3 command like this. Okay, no worry, I can explain that. So within the Oracle database, I have the one of the employee table is there. Under the employee table, 8 columns are there. Within the employee table, we have the 14 records of the data is there. This is my source data. But one of the column like a DEPT number, my data is the unsorted data. So simply you can say the source data is unsorted data. But as for my requirement, I want sorting the data. How you are going to build the job in the data stage perspective. That is the scenario. How you can build the job? Right. What is your scenario? Source is the Oracle. So here I have the Oracle connector right there. What your business logic? I want sort the data. So sort stage is there. Finally, I want loading into the data warehousing. So this is my target. Now I want link up that here. So this is like a ETL job. But if you want connecting into the database, you need to give in your credential, right? What is your credential here? So here my server, this is the database credentials. My username like a Scott. Password, this is my password, and I make it the yes. Then you'll ask the table name. What's your table name? Source table EMP. With the EMP table, you have the metadata is there, table toucher. I want load the table toucher. So here table definition, but in the database prospect you can say metadata, but in the data stage prospect you can say table definitions. So I already imported. How to import I can explain now practically in the running session. But now already I imported, that is the MMP table toucher. I am going to use that. So these are the 8 columns of the metadata is available. I am going to using here. So this is my employee table of the toucher. This is the table definition. So now my source data is ready. Then once you get the data from the source, what have to do? You need to sorting the data, right? Sorting the data means which column you are going to sorting. You need to select the particular key column. This is the DEPT number, whatever way, as per your requirement. If you want a job column, you can sort that. But here, I want DEPT number sorting. Sorting means we have the 2 types are there, ascending order or either descending order. So you are specific that maybe ascending order or maybe the descending order. But here we have the multiple options are there. I can explain in the running session. What is the LOW, true or false? What is the sort ability? What is the statistics? What is the stable sort? So I can explain in the running session. But here our scenario like a sorting the data with help of the DEPT number. Then I want loading into the target in the toucher. For example, without this toucher, your data is not transferred into the target. Actually here, DSM28, what is that? This is your target structure, right? For example, I loaded here. See, in the target level, no need to load the metadata like a toucher. For example, within the business logic level, I remove the here links. What happened? Your data won't traveling into the target due to there is no columns in the outside. Sam, you follow, right? Please. So you should be have the toucher. That's the reason you are loading into the target level. Then finally, where you have load the in the real-time perspective, your client is mentioned that path, that is the data warehouse path. Here, I am going to consider C drive with the my data warehousing path. See, under C drive, I am going to create the one file like a .ds. DS means data set of the extension. This is the file. This is one of the performance domain. If you have the test file .txt. This is the data set, that's the reason .ds. So click on OK. Now your job is built in. Now what is the next step? You need to run the job. This is the run. See here. Run means you are asking the save, then compile, then run. This is the order way. Click on S. I want text underscore maybe positive whatever. And saved into the job into the job folder or folder. Save it. Your job is going to save into the October folder in the repository. Your job is going on compilation. Once compilation is finished or successfully, you ask in the run. See, it's asking the run, click on the run. So now your job is going to progressing here. Now your job is successful means green color. If your job is blue color, progressing is going on the back end. If you have the red color mark, that is the aborting, I mean failure of the job. This is the identification about the color coding. Now your job is successful. So source data is the unsorted data. As for your requirement, your data is going to sort it in the target data based on the DAPT number, either ascending order or either descending order, you are going to work on that. This is your scenario. This is simple scenario I'm talking about here. See, your data is sorted right in the target level. If you want multiple key columns, you can pass that as per your requirements. See here, I want one more column like a job column. You can do the multiple key columns like sorting the data. So this is the one type of scenario. Like this, I can explain all the business logics like a 20 business logics. But I said right, data stage of the director. What is the director? You can see your job status, right? So maybe your job is successful or maybe the job is a failure. So but your job is successful right now, but if you have the job is failure, we can identification about your job here. See the status, each and every job of the detail, you can see that here, what happening, when is started, so how much time is taken, this is the status. This is the director. With select the director, you are going to schedule the job also. How to schedule that, I can explain in the running session. So this is like your scenarios. This is the administrator. So administrator means you can add the project and you can give your credential to your users. Now I'm connecting into the administrator. In the real environment, you cannot connecting into the administrator. You cannot get any grant permission to you. But you should know how to work on that in the training perspective. So if you want to create, you can delete the project or you can mention some other things are there here. So what you are going to give the practical things, each and every practical step by step, I given them make it the notes. This is the notes. My notes is consists of 140 pages are there. I can explain each and every line in the session by session. So now you have some time limitations are there. This is just for introduction. So I can mention that what are the topics you are going to cover that I can given the headlines here. So what is the data stage? Before that, our training duration like a 20 to 25 days, Monday to Friday. I'm talking about the EST. Monday to Friday, EST. Or PST or CST. This is the basic timings. So this is my training duration, 20 to 25 days. Daily 1 hour. So within the 20 to 25 days of the duration, what type of topics you are going to cover that? So I can show in the headlines. Once our session is started, I can explain line by line with the practical knowledge, with the tool itself. So now, what is the data stage? Why go for IBM data stage? We have some of the points are there. I can explain later on these other things. And what the ETL architecture? And what is the staging area? Why you can use the staging area? This is the workflow, how your data is going to workflow. Maybe some days you have a large amount of the data. Maybe some days you have a small amount of the data. Yes or no, right, Sam? So how you are going to process that? According to your source file data. And what is the system of the ETL? Is the basic things. What is the versions are there? The previous version and IBM versions. This is the IBM data stage. Right now, we are going to use that. This is the IBM InfoSphere data stage right now. But you have the previously essential data stage also. I will show you later in the running session what is the difference between the old version and new version, the differentiation. And you have the server jobs, para jobs. Firstly, I shown right here. Server jobs, para jobs, the differentiation. I can explain the practical here, the differentiation here. So these topics you are going to explain session by session. What is the orchestrated engine? Where you can see the orchestrated engine? What is the node are there? So what is the configuration file? Under the configuration file, you can add the number of the nodes. See here, this is the node systems are there. How many nodes are there here? 2 nodes are there basically here. So what is the node? How you can add the number of the nodes? What is the navigation? Under the node, what thing is there? Path name, pools, resources, characteristics, something there. I can explain in depthly here. This is the navigation. What is the node options are there? One more very important, partition techniques. So where you can use these partition techniques? Why you can use the partition techniques? This is one of the performance tuning partition techniques. We have the 9 partition techniques are there. You can use the different situation. You can use the different types of partition techniques. I can explain these all the 9 partition techniques. This is one of the performance tuning, improve the performance of the job. And within your data stage, you have the 2 types of components are there. Several components and client components. I can explain one by one these all the things. Administrator, director, manager, designer. As I shown in the desktop, these are the icons. I can explain that this is one by one. Firstly, administrator. So how to log in that? What is the tabs are there? So this is the same tab I showing here, the administrator. See, I can explain tab by tab level. What is the things are there? What is use of these all the tab one by one? I can explain the practical things here. Sam, are you following? Please. Any doubts?
No, extra. So just want to know, is this tools administrator and all also can be deployed or can be installed on our machine?
Yes, we can. Once you install the data stage within your own machine, you can give in the administrator level. But in the go to the project level in the right hand perspective, administrator don't give the authentication to you in the retail environments.
Okay.
But your own system, you are going to process that. Right. So within the administrator, we have some of the tabs are there, right? General tab, runtime column propagation, something there. What is the runtime column propagation? Here, general tab. What is the runtime column propagation? What is the environment variables? What is the logs, auto purge? So runtime column propagation, how many level you are going to work on that? So these are all the things practically I want to show you with the screenshot. See here, what we are going to showing that practically each and everything I put that within the screenshot level. I prepare like your notes. While you are going to practicing, very easy to understanding with help of my notes. Screen by screenshot, I put in that here. So like I can explain all the practical orientation. I can explain that. What is the manager here? For example, here your job is over. This is the development environment. From the development environment to I want to move to the production environment. How? You need to export, right? This is the export is there. How to export the jobs? How to import the jobs? So that is the things I can explain that step by step with a screenshot I'm giving that here. Explain, export and import, these are the things. How to import the metadata. So before they already use it, right? This is metadata already is available metadata, I know that actually. But here, this metadata is not available. How you are going to import that? So I want to import that like a database level or maybe this flat file level. So how you are going to maintain the metadata? Director. What is the director? What is use of that? What is the designer? So with the screenshot, everything is there. How you are going to progressing? And here, what is the data set? What is the sequence? What is the differentiation between them? You should know. This is one of the interview perspective, very important. These are the things. How to manage the metadata in the Unix environment? How to call your data sets? That's the reason I am showing you some of the commands, Unix commands here. That's the reason. And how to collect the data. Then scenarios, one by one scenarios. How to sort in the data. How to remove the duplicate records. This is all levels. I can explain. This is also scenarios. Sorting the data, remove the duplicate records. How to copy the data. How to combine the data, how to join the data, lookup, merge, stages. I showed right all the 20 to 25 business logic. I can explain all the practical way. What is the lookup? What is the merge stage? property by property level. See, we have the two properties are there, drop or keep. Which situation you can use the drop property? If you use the drop property, what type of output data here? 5 rows. But when you go to the keep property, output data is 7 rows. You are going to differ, right? So according to your client requirement, you can use these types of properties. Which situation you can use the what type of property? I can explain. These all the practical knowledge with the practically. You have multiple jobs are there here. I will explain that all the things here. Not this is already existing the jobs. I want to create that newly for your perspective. I am going to show you here already existing the jobs here. This is the merge stage. How many input lanes, how many output lanes, what is the reject lane, what is the reference lane. So you should know these all the concepts. This is the data stage planning. What is the aggregator stage? Another what have to aggregator properties, how to filter out the data, what is same capture, change apply. So what is the compress, expand, surrogate keys. These are all the business logics. What is the switch stage? Within that 3 properties are there, auto, ASO, user defined mapping. For each property I can build the one job. This is the auto for job. This has one job, user defined one job. So like this, property by property level, I can explain each and every level, step by step here. This is one of the modified. See, step 1 what happened, step 2 what happened, step 3. Step 1 means this is source. Step 2, that is business logic. Step 3, output data. So like I'm showing it with a screenshot level, the practically I want to show it here. That is the modify stage. What is the pivot stage? What is the funnel? How you can use the funnel stage? You have the multiple sources are there. Funnel, where's the funnel? Funnel, yep. Funnel, where is the funnel? Yep, right, see. This is the funnel stage. Multiple input lanes and one output lanes. So that I can explain these all the stages. How many types of funnels are there here? What is the difference between each and every one? What is the compare stage? What is the head to stage? Head to, tail to, peak to, row generator, column generator. So these are the business logic here. Business logic means here is the processing here. Multiple jobs are here. Processing there, multiple things. So I can explain these all the scenarios. Then here, job sequence are shown right in the first line. Parallel jobs, so sequence jobs, so like this. See, this is the sequence jobs are there. And then we have the multiple stages are there, job activity, notification activity, nested condition, terminated activity. So like this, these are the things I can explain. Job activity, sequence stage, the notification stage. These are the logic transformations, nested condition, terminated state. So this is a way. So up to this is the business logics. Then finally, error handling. In the data stage, ETL perspective, what type of errors will come? Common errors. Extraction level, what is the type of errors? How you are going to solve that? Common errors. Business logic level, what type of errors are there? What is the solve that? Loading, what type of business logics are there? So these things I can explain. And finally, debugging. So how your data stage is going to debugging the whole your data stage. So this is the topics you are going to cover that within our training. So if you want to cover these all the topics with a practical with a tool itself, I require the 20 to 25 days, Monday to Friday, daily 1 hour. I want that. So this is the our topics you are going to cover in my duration. Right, sir. That's on my side. If any queries, please let me know.
Yeah, so is this like the IBM InfoSphere is the latest version of the datastage?
IBM InfoSphere is nothing but the 8.5 almost. You can say IBM InfoSphere. Right now you are going to use the 9.1 version here. 11.3 is released recently, but in the market level it won't have the any software. Only IBM product is going to, IBM company is going to use the 11.3. But here there is no difference between 9.1 and 11.3, and also there is no difference here 8.5, 8.7, 9.1. You have the different types of versions are there, but the physically the different, there is no differentiation here. Right now we are going to use the 9.1. Sure.
So during this training, during this the period, like what all the things you will be covering apart from this, you'll be giving the practical sessions of each scenario and all.
Yes, these are all the practical I want to show you. That's what I'm trying to explain that. This is the thing. Each and every I showed, right, these are all the practical way. Scenarios I said, right, sorting, remote duplication, these are all the scenarios. I can explain the practical way with the here tool itself. Hey.
Okay.
With the hands-on training. So as a trainer, I can explain the each and every scenario. What scenario I explain within my screen. Yourself within your system, you are going to build a job with help of me. The hands-on training is going on. The software is going to install on your mission, on your organizer. You can practice anytime. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Nagesh. I'm good actually. So can you please share this video to me so that we'll come back to you again by tomorrow?
Right, sure. Right. So this video I can share to your organizer like Azure. So Azure will share with you. So you can share that. Whatever. Okay. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
Thank
all
you.
for today. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you to you. Bye.